Welcome to the Naomi Show. Hello, Naomi Robson here, and thanks for joining us. Now, most women know what it feels like to be with a man who's become withdrawn from her, where he used to talk to her about his day, his problems or his successes. Now he's quiet and has become more distant. Basically, she suddenly feels shut out. And she's asking herself if it's her or if it's something at his work. And at the same time, she's got this nagging feeling that she needs to tread carefully if she brings it up. Well, I spoke to psychologist theyve about some of the things you can do if your man has become withdrawn from you. Well, Eve, what can a girl do if her man is withdrawn from her?
Well, it's interesting because sometimes he may not be aware of it. And it may have been happening just a little bit over time, but she's now aware that it's not how it used to be. Now, hopefully, she hasn't let it go so long that it's become a really, a shutdown case where he is totally closed off and is in his own world.
There can be a lot of reasons why a man might withdraw, can't there? I mean, everything from him having problems at work. It may have nothing to do with the relationship.
No.
Just he's dealing with something else and he's so much in his head.
Yeah, his career may be in jeopardy. He may have been involved in a sporting team that's not going well. He may have family issues and other pressures that are totally aside of the relationship.
But then if a man withdraws and then the communication shuts down, obviously the relationship starts to get onto shaky ground, particularly for the woman too. So how can she deal with that? Sometimes
Women, are very nervous because they assume it's because he's seeing someone else, or they assume it's the beginning of the end. And you know what? It may be.
Yeah.
It may be that the relationship has come to a point that it needs to be the beginning of separating.
Yeah.
But what she definitely needs to do is talk, because open communication is at the heart of a good relationship. And if they've lost that, they need to regain it, either by going away for a couple of days, often getting out of town for a weekend would be fantastic, so that they can, and they've really got to go back and look at, well, why did we get together in the first place? What was our relationship like? And being able to talk openly over dinner, in bed at night, on this little break, in a very unblaming way.
Yes, are there any ways you can ask the questions and ask the questions? Are there any sort of strategies you can give women as to how they can approach this?
Being specific rather than general, because when you're general and say you've been really moody or you've been really shut off, that actually makes people more angry. But if you say, look, I noticed last night when we were having dinner, you barely said a word, and that's so unlike you. I've noticed that when you come home from work, you fall asleep, and we used to talk and laugh a lot, and I've noticed that we don't do that anymore. So that you're looking at specific behaviours rather than doing accusing kind of phrases, because people do get upset when you say things like you're moody, you're not nice anymore, you're not caring, you don't do this. It's an attack.
And what can a woman do if, for instance, the man dismisses it, says, look, it's in your imagination, it's no problem, I'm no different?
Okay, how about we agree then that the next time I do notice that, I actually tell you at the time, so that we can look at what is it that you're saying. Maybe I am oversensitive, but we can look at what is it that's upsetting me. And if it goes on and a guy is really dismissive of the woman, she needs to decide, is this somebody she wants to be with?
Are there any particular things that you shouldn't do at a time like this, if a man is withdrawn and he seems to have some kind of a problem?
I think being very pushy and demanding is not good. Crying, guys really don't respond well to crying. So if you can kind of moderate that and cry in the shower where it gets washed away, and you can be stronger, that's going to be really helpful. So if you are a crier, trying to manage that is a really good skill.
And are there any particular things you should do in this kind of situation?
Well, you know, I've joked because I've sometimes suggested to people, and I have done this, a multiple choice questionnaire that you leave lying around and you say, look, I've noticed this behaviour, is it because of, and you give like 10 little box answers, then you have the second question and you have it just as one page, and that can often break the ice.
Yes, oh, that's a really good suggestion. Thank you, Eve.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Your love life, let's talk about it at naomishow.com.